Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for coming today. Before we would begin, I would like to acknowledge that the land the University of Oregon in Eugene sits on is located within the traditional homelands of the Southern Kalapuya. Following the Willamette Valley Treaty of 1855, the Kalapuya people were forcibly removed to the Coast Reservation in Western Oregon. Today, their descendants are citizens of the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde, Community of Oregon, and the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians of Oregon. We also recognize UO's presence in Portland on the ancestral homelands of the Cowlitz and Clackamas peoples, the Oregon Institute of Marine Biology in Charleston on the ancestral homelands of the Coos, Lower Umpqua, Siuslaw, and Milleuk Coos peoples, and the Pine Mountain Observatory in Bend, on the ancestral homelands of the Confederated Tribes of the Warm Springs. My name is Julia Lowe, and I am the student trustee on the university's Board of Trustees. I am a junior here at the University of Oregon studying biology and business administration in the Clark Honors College. Additionally, I am proud to be a Stamp Scholar as well as a Wayne Moore Scholar here at the U of O. It is my pleasure today to introduce University President Michael Schill, who will be providing remarks during this program. Michael H. Schill is the 18th president of the University of Oregon. He also holds a tenured faculty appointment in the UO Law School. During his tenure, President Schill has launched a series of initiatives to advance the university's priorities of enhancing academic and research excellence, supporting student access and success, and improving campus experience and diversity. In 2016, he announced the launch of the Phil and Penny Knight Campus for Accelerating Scientific Impact, a $1 billion initiative to transform innovation at the UO, which opened in 2020. Prior to coming to UO, Schill was the dean of the University of Chicago Law School. He also served as Dean of University of California, Los Angeles School of Law, and was a professor at both New York University and University of Pennsylvania. Schill graduated from Princeton with a degree in public policy and earned his JD from the Yale Law School. I have been honored to work with President Schill over the last few months and look forward to continuing learning and growing from his leadership. Now, I'll turn the podium over to the president for him to provide us with his remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It's so good to be here together, and I'm probably rusty at giving live speeches because normally I'm sitting in front of my computer screen looking at Zoom and essentially wearing jammies on my pants. So this is a really welcome experience. And I just want to welcome everybody, all of those who are joining from around the US and the world via live stream, and to all of you here and on campus here at the University of Oregon campus. I am incredibly grateful that we're together again. I have greatly missed seeing all of you in person. To welcome you, our most committed, involved, and generous alumni and friends for homecoming weekend, and to see our campus bustling again with students and activity. It gives me more joy than I can express. I have promised everyone that I will never again complain about driving through the crowded campus at noon, and I will never complain about waiting in line in front of Chipotle's. This afternoon, we're going to celebrate the incredible accomplishments you helped us to achieve, and then we'll also look ahead to the exciting and ambitious opportunities for the University of Oregon to create an even greater global impact. But before we talk about our successful past and our bright future, I want to talk about the present and how so many members of our community worked so hard and efficiently and effectively to allow us to return to campus. The pandemic presented the University of Oregon with some of the greatest challenges that we have ever experienced. Together, we are not only overcoming these challenges, but we have emerged from the past year, really year and a half, stronger, more certain, more committed to our mission of teaching, discovery, and service. COVID-19 halted, changed. I always wonder about these podiums. They put the shelf all the way down there. But the COVID-19 halted, changed, or disrupted every aspect of the University of Oregon and our life here. But history has shown time and time again that out of every great crisis comes great progress and important lessons. These advances may not always be apparent at the moment, but they are transformative nonetheless. For the University of Oregon, many of the lessons of the pandemic are already quite clear, and I'd like to talk about how these lessons are going to inform our future. The first lesson that became apparent early on in the pandemic is that the University of Oregon community is incredibly resilient and innovative. 2 years ago, we probably could not have imagined most of the university's operations grinding to a full halt and everyone rapidly switching to remote instruction in a matter of days. We deployed technology, support, and resources to connect our students and our researchers to education and discovery across the state, the world, and the globe. And it wasn't always easy, and it wasn't always perfect. We sacrificed a lot to protect each other, but we also worked together to ensure that our students could continue to pursue their educations, which is the reason we are here. And last June we celebrated, and some of us were moved to tears as we watched our students collect their diplomas. Thanks to all of these efforts, nearly 5,000 students earned their degrees from the University of Oregon this year. And through it all, our faculty, sometimes under very difficult conditions, found innovative ways and inventive ways to teach and to mentor. Our students explored creative ways to learn and to create. Our staff and our administrators deployed safety strategies to protect our community, such as holding vaccine clinics, distributing supplies, and creating contact tracing teams. And many of our top scholars created COVID-19 testing labs for our community and also conducted COVID-19 research, such as research into how the virus spreads through the air, why misinformation spreads through the globe, and how to support children in the classroom. And our donors, many of you, gave generously to help our students, including giving over $1 million for the Student Emergency Fund, and also creating and funding the Portland Internship Experience. That program worked with businesses and nonprofits hit hard by the pandemic and generated wonderful opportunities for the students as they were doing good. There are 1,000 examples of resilience and innovation, far too many for us to list today. They show that when the going got rough, ducks got paddling. I am proud, I'm grateful, I'm humbled by this incredible community's determination not to allow the virus to close our university, stop our research, or keep our students from achieving their dreams. The second lesson I would like to talk about from the pandemic is that while we can persevere while apart, we are in fact much better together. Many of us suffered in the isolation and the anxiety created by the pandemic. It was especially hard on our students. We knew we had so much to gain by returning to the classrooms, to the labs, to studios, performance halls, and our playing fields. Returning to campus was worth fighting for. After more than 18 months of mostly remote instruction, we were able to return to in-person teaching, research, and activities this fall. Thanks to the continuing work of our faculty and staff, our partnership with state and local health officials, we created comprehensive safety initiatives, safety strategies. This included requiring vaccines, robust testing, mask wearing, case management, and other prevention measures. These strategies today have made the University of Oregon among the safest places in the entire state. Being apart reinforced for me and for, I think, our whole community, the undeniable value of the residential college experience at the University of Oregon. And I want to emphasize that. We hear a lot about online education. We hear a lot about technological innovations. What this pandemic has told us is some of those innovations may be very helpful to our mission, but they are not going to take the place of what the University of Oregon does best: create a great academic experience in a residential community. When students live on a college campus, they become immersed in their education. For example, here at the University of Oregon, students have the opportunity to live with and take classes with faculty members in their residence halls. They participate in academic residential communities or freshman interest groups focused on their area of study. They are able to build relationships with their professors, meet with their advisors and tutors, and benefit from the mentorship of the faculty. Research shows that when students live on campus and interact with each other, they do better in their classes, they're less likely to drop out, and they're more likely to graduate on time. It is that connection and that engagement that helps them. Our residential campus also allows undergraduates to participate in hands-on research, and that is with world-class faculty who are creating knowledge and making discoveries. They are encouraged to take chances and benefit from that type of exploration. This opportunity to work in teams, this opportunity to solve real-world problems prepares our students to be problem solvers themselves, as well as collaborators, two highly sought-after skills by employers. By living and learning on campus, our students also expand their social circles, experience new people, new perspectives, new cultures, and participate in activities that prepare them for life after college. This is a crucial part of supporting diversity and inclusion, so essential to a more just and equitable world. The University of Oregon's immersive residential experience is part of what gives our students a world-class education. Through all of these wonderful opportunities on campus, our students graduate from the University of Oregon well-educated, socially responsible, and career-ready, prepared to pursue their dreams and to take on the problems of today and tomorrow. And we need them more than ever to do that. This brings me to the third lesson from the pandemic. The research, innovation, and impact of the University of Oregon, and research universities in general, is more important today than it's ever been before. As our most involved volunteers, you have long understood the roles that universities play in advancing society. Well, the last year and a half clearly put on display the crucial role of America's leading research universities, the role that they play in helping solve big problems. Researchers at universities like our own have been at the forefront of creating solutions during this pandemic. Universities were key in identifying COVID-19 and its variants, tracing the virus's spread, creating life-saving vaccines, finding ways to test for COVID, discovering treatments, innovating technology to connect people, identifying health disparities among different communities, and providing access to services. It's all what universities like ours do, and we did it well. Here at the University of Oregon, as I mentioned earlier, a few of the ways we contribute to our community and nation's response to the virus included so many different things. Another example, we were able to draw on our faculty's expertise in biology and data analytics and turn some of the night campus's research labs into COVID-19 testing facilities. These programs today are providing testing services on campus to all of Lane County, including Lane Community College, and we are also serving K-12 schools throughout the region. That's important. That's what having a research university is about. Another example, our researchers who study sustainable design and energy efficiency in architecture helped us understand how COVID-19 moves through the air and how to increase airflow to protect against the spread of the virus. Many of you may have on the news seen people cough and it's sort of disgusting and the germ goes around and around and out the window. That's our research. That's the research we did in our great College of Design. A third example is how our science communication researchers in the journalism school provided insights and counsel about public health perceptions, how to influence behavior, how to create campaigns to help people understand the science and to take actions to protect themselves and the community. Our ability to provide these insights, to shift quickly to address these problems, it's made possible because we already had problem-solving systems in place here at the university. That's the beauty. That's the importance of a research university. We create solutions for today's problems and even for challenges whose scope is unknown today. These lessons demonstrating our teaching, research, and service mission are more vital than ever. Now, while the pandemic challenged us and taught us important lessons, such as the ones I've just offered you, it did not stop our progress. This fall, we welcomed our largest, most academically qualified, most diverse first-year class in the history of the University of Oregon. It's an incredible testament to our faculty and our enrollment management staff that these talented and dedicated students chose to come to the University of Oregon even though most of them, or at least many of them, had never set foot on our campus because we stopped giving in-person, we were unable to give in-person tours. Our students arrived for in-person classes, and they encountered a campus transformed over the last year by the opening of iconic new buildings, including the first phase of the Phil and Penny Knight Campus for Scientific Impact, Hayward Field, the world's greatest track and field venue, and Unthank Hall, a state-of-the-art welcome center, residence hall, and dining facility. Now, speaking of the Knight campus, we received this year a second $500 million gift from the incredible Phil and Penny Knight. And that is going to allow us to expand to a second building, to hire more faculty, to teach more students, to create additional core research facilities, laboratories that will support applied science and bioengineering research, and that will have a huge impact on our community, our state, our nation, and the world. Indeed, this fall, the doctoral program in bioengineering has about 20 students. Now, I'm going to shock some of you. It is a joint venture with Oregon State University. And it is the University of Oregon's first degree offering in engineering. And I'm so glad that we've been able to do it. Our Knight campus faculty continues to make an impact on the world. I was at the advisory board meeting of top academics from all over the world yesterday, and they were commenting on how terrific our new faculty is, and how our problem isn't to hire faculty, it's how are we going to keep these stars in 5 years. They have established first of their kind technologies, such as high-resolution 3D printing mechanisms, with the potential to make advanced medical implants. These versatile materials have potential applications throughout the body, such as artificial blood vessels, dental implants, bone and tendon repairs, and nerve regeneration. Other recent innovations include creating sensors that allow doctors to monitor the progress of bone regeneration in trauma patients, devising new methods to create proteins and genetic therapies to treat disease, as well as coming up with new strategies to deliver proteins to damaged vessels and tissues. Turning to the Hayward Field. This summer, and some of you were there, Hayward Field opened and impressed the world with the NCAA Track and Field Championships, the Olympic Trials, and the Prefontaine Classic, all events that we hadn't been able to have on campus for about 2 years. Next summer, of course, the World Athletic Championships will thrill people around the globe and demonstrate to people near and far the power of the University of Oregon and its wonderful history. Now, our strength in athletics competition, human physiology, and the Knight campus, they have provided us with a terrific opportunity to partner with 5 other universities, including Stanford and Harvard. This WUSI Human Performance Alliance will study human health through the science of peak performance. This focus on sport and wellness is one of several areas we are investing in to create more impact for our students in the world. These academic initiatives, which are being run by the Provost Phillips, who's right over there, are focused on sustainability, innovation, diversity, wellness, and data science. Each of these initiatives leverages areas of significant strength, areas that we have grown and will grow, so that they will reach their full potential. Our students and the world will be the beneficiaries of these initiatives. In addition, since we were last together in person 2 years ago, the University of Oregon has also invested in academic programs that will continue to elevate the university as a premier institution of impact and excellence. Our College of Arts and Sciences recently established a new and innovative School of Global Studies. The School of Music and Dance created a new BFA in dance. And we created a major in Native American and Indigenous Studies, as well as minors in Latinx and Black Studies. Now, all of these advances were made possible by you and by other alumni, volunteers, and donors to the university. You have pushed us to dream big. You've challenged us to innovate. You've enabled us to reach for greatness. When I was at my inauguration, which was unbelievably about 6 years ago, I told people in the audience that one of the criticisms that I'd heard about the University of Oregon or about the state of Oregon was that the people only wanted a university that it's got to be better than Idaho. But I got to say, and I said then, our alumni don't believe that. We need a university that aspires to be among the greatest universities in the entire country, in the entire world. And that's where we're going, and that's where we're focused on. That is our North Star, not Idaho. Now, I don't even know if I've been to Idaho. In any event, this brings us to perhaps our most tangible achievement of the past year. In the spring, we met and surpassed our campaign fundraising goal. We raised $3.24 billion. We called it audacious when we set a goal of $2 billion. We ran through the tape, and in 2018, we raised the stakes and the goal to $3 billion, and we beat that. The more than 500,000 gifts provided by alumni and friends of the university, they set a university record, they broke state records, they inspired the largest single gift to a comprehensive public research university in the United States, all in Eugene, Oregon. I am deeply grateful for our donors' willingness to invest in this university, to our students and faculty, and a vision for a better future. Now we'll pause to learn a bit more about the impact of these efforts.
This is a new day for the University of Oregon. The New Oregon Way. One key part of the New Oregon Way is we're going to tell the world how unique and how special we are.
think what makes this campaign so remarkable is not the unprecedented nature of the total fundraising dollars or the thousands and thousands of gifts, but it's that time and time again, donors to the University of Oregon stepped forward and made incredible investments in our students, our faculty, and our entire campus community.
What our donors did during this campaign is they enabled students to make their dreams come true. They enabled students and young people to come to the University of Oregon who might not have imagined that they could actually do that. The impact of this campaign on our students, our future alumni, is nothing short of amazing. The night campus, the new programs that have been introduced, the incredible investment in Pathway Oregon to help students from across the state of Oregon. I could go on and on and on.
University of Oregon's efforts to really make this a place that is diverse, welcoming, and just creates the opportunity for our students to really soar.
So what we're bringing here is the combination of the life sciences, the biology, the physiology, everything that U of O stands for, together with engineering. The fact that here at the night campus, we are surrounded by teams that will help us bridge this technology, all these clinical applications, faster into patients, that's what really excites me as a young scientist.
I chose to come to the University of Oregon because I received Pathway Oregon, actually. So it kind of allowed me to fulfill the dream of coming to a 4-year university. Without Pathway Oregon, I don't think I would have been able to be here. As a first-generation college student, I don't know how to navigate being a college student, so having people in my corner is a really sweet thing.
It makes a difference every single day. Not just because we're able to do things that we otherwise couldn't do, but because we can have the aspiration to do those things. We see the possibilities, we know what we can achieve.
It's all about serving our students, serving our state, doing groundbreaking research, and really creating a better world. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of the university. Thank you on behalf of our students and our faculty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making this university such a great place.
Thank you.
Obrigada.
Thank you. Thank you for making my university such a great place.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making this university such a great place.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love things like that. I love seeing our students and talking about their experiences here. The significance of this campaign, as you saw up there, it's not measured only in dollars. It is more accurately measured in the lives that have been changed and that will be changed, in the future accomplishments of our students, our faculty members, and our alumni. Because of donors and friends like you, more first-generation students are realizing their dreams, as the young woman said up there, of achieving a college degree. That degree is more important today than it's ever been in our nation's history. Researchers are making new discoveries that will directly help our state and our country. They'll benefit society and transform academic disciplines. Graduates are departing the campus prepared to succeed in rewarding careers and as citizens of the world, committed to making positive change. On behalf of everyone here at the University of Oregon and our students, thank you. Now, perhaps a fourth lesson of the pandemic, and this is the last lesson, is that philanthropy remains more important than it's ever been. We were able to move to innovate and move forward during the pandemic because We had donor-funded buildings, programs, and endowed faculty positions in place. This enabled us to respond and be resilient at critical moments. Giving will continue to pave the way for excellence, for impact, and for innovation. It will continue to provide opportunity for our students from every walk of life. It will continue to help solve problems that today we can only imagine. And it will pave the way for greater accomplishments and eminence at the University of Oregon. To meet the demands of tomorrow, we will take all of the lessons that we've learned and all of our accomplishments to build a reimagined public research university, a University of Oregon for tomorrow, a future focused on preparing our students for a rapidly changing job market through the benefits of a rich residential university that leaves them well-educated, socially responsible, and career-ready. A future focused on innovation and discovery as we continue to build our knowledge and strengths to solve problems and improve the quality of life through the work of our researchers. A future focused on prosperity and benefit to our state and our nation as we address pressing needs, drive our local communities, local economies, and serve our communities and our world. And a future which makes our nation and the world more just and more equitable. We are resilient, we are better together, and our work is more important than ever. So thanks to you, the University of Oregon is resilient, ready, and rising to meet the challenge of today and tomorrow. Thank you all, and go Ducks! Thank you. And I should say, and nicely, he didn't come up for this reason, but as I was trying to, as I was writing the speech, I was trying to say, well, how do I thank Mike Andresen and all of the folks who actually raised the money for this great campaign? So this gives me a wonderful opportunity to thank you, Mike. You are amazing. Thank you, all of the people out there who are development professionals. And of course, just one more time, thank all of you who are donors. Why are you here? You go that way. Okay.
We obviously didn't give him the script that it was time to go. I have just a few brief remarks. Let me just say, again, thank you, President Schill, for those remarks, but for your leadership, your enthusiasm. I have had a chance to work for a few presidents in my career. None has been more committed to this work, more passionate for this work, and frankly, more successful in fundraising, so thank you for that. As I said, my name is Mike Andreas, and I'm the Vice President for Advancement at the University of Oregon. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the ballroom, and to those of you online. I know we have quite a few online. This is our annual board summit, and it has been the highlight of our fall season and frankly a staple of the campaign. The summit brings together members of all of our advisory boards together in a common purpose to help the university achieve its full potential. And as Mike said, today we celebrate the success of the campaign. I can't say it enough, it keeps just coming out, $3.2 billion. It's a staggering amount of generosity, representing thousands and thousands of donors. 8 years ago, we launched this campaign with then an audacious $2 billion goal, and as I was saying to Michael Couch, look how far we've come. Unbelievable. In preparation of closing these remarks today, I went back to look at my notes. What did I say, what did I think on that very special evening, which you saw a clip there? This is what I said at that moment. You as volunteers, you have pushed us, you have encouraged us, and you have demanded that we believe in a future for this university that is deserving of a premier public research university. We are indebted to you for your passion, your expectation, and dare I say, your love for the University of Oregon. That sentence, or group of sentences, is as true today as it was when I said it then. You believed that we could achieve something that we couldn't quite yet imagine, and together we have done that. This group, you are our advisors, our advocates, our best representatives across the entire world, but you've done a lot more than that. This group, online and in person, you are also our most loyal donors, and this group has contributed over $500 million towards that goal. Congratulations and thank you. So we're grateful for the work that you do and your individual boards, which many of you are going to now. We thank you for your time, your guidance, and representing our university with such enthusiasm. With that, we conclude. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Go Ducks today and tomorrow and beyond. And am I supposed to say there are box lunches? Please eat. We don't want you to faint when you're doing your work this afternoon. Thank you. Go Ducks.